Hi guys! So today I wanted to show you how to set up a recurve bow and introduce some different ways on how to string it. First off, this is the equipment we'll be setting up. The basic setup is the riser right here. This is the body and these upper and lower limbs, the string, and the sight. Make sure you have your stand ready as well so we can use that to set up. Before trying to put your limbs on the riser, you want to make sure which limb is on top and which one's on the bottom. And you flip it around here. There's these paper stickers that are usually placed around here on the limb. You don't need to take this off. And usually this will tell you which one's the upper and lower limb. For example, this one right here says that it's the upper one, and this one is the lower limb. So you want to use a sliding motion to put your limbs into place, like this, and you want to slide it in all the way and until you hear a faint clicking sound. And if your bow is new and your limbs are new, they might not slide in all the way, and they might resist a little bit, but you want to make sure to slide it in all the way, because if you only stop halfway, the limbs might pop out when you try to string it. So just make sure they're secure all the way. Once you properly secured your limbs, it's time to string your bow. And we're going to string it before adding any more equipment to it. You want to take your string out, and there's two loops. You want to make sure that the smaller loop is on the bottom limb, and the bigger loop is over the top limb. I'm going to slide the bigger loop down the top limb until about right here, and then reach across and make sure the smaller loop is on the bottom limb, in this nice little string groove right here. And once that's all done, you're ready to string. Now there's several methods you can use to string your bow, and different archers prefer different methods. There are some methods that you can use a bow stringer or not, and this first method I want to teach you is without a bow stringer and just using your lower legs and your arm. You want to place the tip of the lower limb at the middle of your shoe so the bow doesn't slip, and you use your knees to bend the lower limb and use your other hand to slide the bigger loop up and into the string groove at the top. The next method is to use a bow stringer, and you want to hold the string in your hand and place the bow stringer loop with your rubber stopper over the limb, and you want to place the rubber stopper and the string as close to the loop as possible. Place your feet apart on the bow stringer and pull upwards, and you want to make sure that the rubber stopper doesn't slip with your other arm. It helps if you use your knees to pull up as well. Remember that it takes practice to get used to. Those are the two most common methods, but another method is to put your leg through your bow behind your knee and bend the limbs forward so you can slip the top of the string onto the top limb groove. So after you're done, you want to snap your bow a couple times to make sure the limbs are all set. And once you're all done, you want to place your bow on your stand and make sure the string is under this notch. Then I'm going to screw my sight bar on this part of my bow. And if you have a sight like mine, you want to press the side and just slide it on. So for the basic setup, we're all finished, but if you want to attach your V-bars or your stabilizer, that's your next step, as well as the V-bar extender or any other accessories you might want to put on. So now this setup is all complete and it's all ready for shooting. It might take you longer to set up at first, but if you keep practicing every day, it'll get faster and faster. I hope you have a fun time shooting and stay safe.